Hey, peoples, what's good? It's your boy, Dino, also known as Coach Dino. And I wanted to come and drop some not so quick information based on the course we're about to launch for the first time. Since we started back in 2009, we've been working with under this topic and with what we refer to as the glue of everything else. It's really in all of our programming, all of our courses. It's all over the retreat. And finally, there's been some kind of buzz. I want to think that I was 10, 12, almost 15 years ahead of time. But finally, we're launching the Emotional Intelligence solo course, literally emotional intelligence all by itself. And we've had it in the retreat. We've had it in other courses. We've done the work for corporate and organizations years ago when emotional intelligence was big, it was developed for corporate. And we've been able to transform, how we do it into a personal aspect. And that came literally from the beginning because there were some things that we understood about emotional intelligence or becoming emotionally intelligent, increasing your level of emotional intelligence, because I believe that we all have it. But increasing your level of emotional intelligence from a personal perspective requires that you know some other things, require that you include some other things that technically no one else is doing. It's not, really in the, if you go to look at the book of emotional intelligence, there's a lot of information in it. You know what I mean? We've studied that information for years and there's a lot of information in it. And it doesn't really bring it together the way that we bring it together. Sometimes you need someone else to be able to bring it together for the people. And that's what we know and we believe that we have done. We've been doing it for years. It's in kind of everything that we do. And so I just wanted to talk a little bit about it because sometimes people don't really understand what it is. People have dropped so much information misconstruing exactly what emotional intelligence is and who it's for. And I want to kind of clear some of that up. And so emotional intelligence is from its most general perspective, it's becoming aware of your emotions, being able to regulate your emotions, being able to, when it first came out, it had 5 different strengths. So it was self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation. And so motivation is key, right? Most people are not talking about motivation. Motivation is key simply because there are so many things that have the ability to bring us down, to drain us, that motivation becomes like super, super key, right? Then you have empathy, feeling the feeling of others. And then you have social awareness. And so inside of that, it's just basically knowing, recognizing, and being able to manage your emotions, not necessarily managing the emotions of someone else. Of course, you recognize emotions, but you really can't say that you're accurate when it comes to what a person is thinking, what a person is feeling, and what a person's intentions are. And therefore, we kind of wrap all of that up into our emotional intelligence course, besides the fact that we include, brain functioning, human basic needs. Like we go through quite a bit in order to separate the emotions from the urges, from brain functioning, from life itself, from happening. And then we bring it all together in a nice, neat package so that you will be able to, increase your level of emotional intelligence, implement some of these amazing strategies within your life so that not only do you become emotionally intelligent and regulate yourself, but you have the ability to utilize it as a core functioning of self inside of your relationships. And it has, trust me, makes a huge, huge difference. It's just, you're totally different. It's just, you're totally different. Also, emotional intelligence has a lot to do with, for you business owners and professionals, it has a great deal to do with achievement. Moving through resistance and so forth. You're trying to bring your vision into fruition. You're trying to, accomplish sometimes hard to reach goals, big audacious goals, and emotional intelligence comes in handy with that as well. And then also from a social aspect, from a financial aspect for my traders. They always say, take the emotions out, right? And people say, don't let your emotions supersede your intelligence. And when you've really done the work, you realize that you can't. Fight or flight has the ability to overwhelm or even swamp or limit the functioning of rational thinking. Fight or flight kicks in, the brain moves approximately 24 billion miles per second, which is pretty fast. And it has the ability to overwhelm you to the degree that you just react, that you respond, that you behave. And so we go over so much of the straight eight emotions and so forth, but more importantly, and we've been doing this online, we just launched what we call the Focus 2024 Empowerment Series, and emotional intelligence is like what we came out the gate with, and we're going to roll out with some relationship stuff as well, touting our course and getting people prepared for it. And last night we had a conversation on mental conditioning. And literally, it wasn't one of those emotional or past history intrusive type of conversations. It was a moderate conversation. We had fun with it. We did some exercises. The exercises were light. Most people think when I have to dig into my past that it has to be a whole big serious thing and that it's going to, bring me down. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. But that's very, very far from the case. We had a great experience last night. We had individuals share. One brother shared, oh my goodness, he shared some really, really interesting things about him growing up, to the degree that there's more clarity now in how we can support him in getting better and getting past some of the some of the challenges he may be facing in order to excel. Literally, as the brother was speaking, I was going through some things in my mind. And then once I shared it with him, he realized, he was like, I can do the same thing, just go the other way. And it's going to have an impact, of course, right? Anytime there's something negative and you go positive, it's going to have a different result. However, in the process of doing that, it's a practice that you have to be able to become comfortable with and train your mind to be able to do automatically, subconsciously even. And so emotional intelligence is really, really deep. And the course itself, again, is comprehensive. So you're going to understand everything that we're going through. We don't leave anyone behind. We make sure that everyone is understanding, that everyone is doing the work. The course is, I'm going to say it's strict. I'm going to say it's strict. And the reason why I want to say it's strict is because the first thing we do is we give you the 5 steps to focus, right? That's the bonus piece. We're giving you the 5 steps to focus. And inside of the 5 steps to focus, you're going to learn how to focus. You're going to learn how to sit down, lock in, and be able to get whatever information it is that you need to get so that you can get to the results that you want to get to. And so we open up with the 5 steps to focus, and then we just kind of go through it. Now, you're talking about eliminating disaster in your life. When it comes to relationships, you're talking about selecting wrong people, fishing in the wrong pond. It's almost like you have to go through a process where you get to know people, you spend time with people, and then you realize like they're not a fit. They're not your type. I don't want to say that anything is wrong with them, but it's just they're not your fit, they're not your type, and now you move on. But you're talking about 3, 6, 12 months later. We're talking about bringing you to a point to whereas you can recognize this almost immediately. Like you can sit down and have a few conversations or a couple of conversations. And in my mind, everything that we're utilizing now for dating is totally wrong. It's totally wrong. And so many people are going to spend the rest of their lives unhappy because of it. Because the foundation is off. And if the premise is wrong, no matter the reasoning, you're still going to end up with a wrong conclusion. You're still going to end up with a wrong person. You're still going to end up doing the same thing. And then the other piece is you can't put new stuff on top of an old foundation. You kind of have to uncover some stuff, recover some stuff before you can discover some stuff. And so the emotional intelligence course is really amazing. We didn't, again, we've been doing it for years, so we didn't spare anything that we knew was going to be important. We're going to talk about facial expressions. We're going to talk about we're going to talk about going through, a storm or a cycle or a season, to whereas you understand exactly what it is when you're going through it. And I may mention last night, when you're unaware of your emotions, it's almost like you're going through something and you just kind of go through it. But when you're aware, when you're actually emotionally intelligent on a particular level, and let's just say past the level 5, and you enter into a storm, you enter into a season, you recognize it, and you're able to so much better manage, exactly what you're going through and why you're going through it. Like, you understand it, you can see it clearly, you can literally catch yourself before you make mistakes. Emotional intelligence is great. It's amazing. It is really amazing. And we're going to give you the rundown of what emotional intelligence women look like. We're going to give you a rundown of what emotional intelligence men look like. Like, we're going to give you a whole big handout, so to speak, to whereas you can really get clear on who you are desiring to become and help you reach that level. And so the course is dropping probably in another 2-3 weeks, definitely in January. So welcome to 2024. We're going to, we're going to let it go. We're actually doing 3 different price point entries. For one price point, we're only going to keep that price point there for a week. We're going to move it to the second price point. We're going to leave that price point there for a week or a few days, and then we're going to move to the final price point, and then we're going to leave it there, and it's going to be there. Reason why is because sometimes we need to understand procrastination. We need to understand procrastination. And of course, there's some underlying emotions to procrastination. But we also understand that, number one, people don't value free. Number two, people purchase and buy what they feel they want and they need. And literally, number 3, this is not a winky dink. You're going to get the recordings and you need to watch a bunch of recordings and you get to listen and so forth. No, we're actually sitting you down. We're locking you in. We're going to give you some information. You're going to have, some life work in order to be able to do when we're not, in session. And then you have to come back with some things. And we solidify that with a performance agreement. You literally sign a performance agreement, right? And so this is the first time that we're doing this. We're giving out super discounts for those that are coming with partners. You know what I mean? If it's a couple coming, we got you. If you and your girlfriend are coming, we got you. If you and your boyfriend are coming, we got you. If you and your cousin and your niece and your uncle, everybody's coming, we got you. We have discounts that are going to be available for you. However, you got to move now, because once we get going, once we get to that last price point, and for those of you who know me, I am not budging. That is the price you are going to pay, the price that we have for it. We're not going to give any discounts. We give you enough value. We give you enough value for you to be able to say, hey, this was definitely worth it. We haven't had an unsatisfied customer or client yet to date. 15 years. I applaud that. 15 years. And so we always over deliver. We always giving you more value. You always have access to real live coaching, real live information, real live people, real live people. And in the world of technology, so to speak, you don't always get that. And so I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to continuing with the Focus 2024 Empowerment Series. We have some other things coming up, and we're just going to do it. So do not hesitate. Read the information that's on the web pages. Read through it slowly, make a decision. And if in fact you're looking to change your life and go to so many different levels beyond it, emotional intelligence is where you need to start. I don't care what level of performance you are. I don't care how much money you think you make or you make, and you feel as if you're not there. I'm telling you straight up, emotional intelligence is going to, or becoming emotionally intelligent, increasing your level of emotional intelligence is going to change the rest of your life. I promise you that. I promise you that. And Yeah, there might be some other good stuff in the works. So we're trying to like pair everything up with the retreats and other courses and so forth, so that it's a very, very smooth transition. 6 months, 3 months, 4 months, like you're much, much further than you could be on your own. With that, I'm out. Enjoy your day. Look at the information, see what's going on, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the course. With that, I'm out. This is Coach Dino signing off. Thank you.